Oh, crap. My apologies, silly me. My first video and I'm late to it. Kind of like how I'm late to retro game reviews. Man, I don't really know what to do. People have been doing this stuff for 7, 8 years now, and I'm just now getting started. I could give you a background on myself, kind of get you up to speed on where I come from and the amount of games that I've played. Didn't have a lot of money growing up, but I did have a couple of systems, bought a lot myself, and a lot of my earlier recollections were rentals. That doesn't mean I didn't play them a lot. Yeah. My first game system was a 2600 and a Pong system, which was silver. I don't really know what the name of it was. There was thousands of them. I can't even find it on the internet, which usually you can find everything there. Now, that being said, I owned Nintendo, a Super Nintendo, a Jaguar, Sega Genesis, 32X, a Dreamcast, PlayStation 2, a Nintendo 64, a Game Boy, a PlayStation 4, an Xbox 360, and a PSP. Yeah. I have a bit of knowledge when it comes to video games. Maybe not as much as some of the other guys, but that doesn't mean I'm not going to share the wealth, you know what I'm saying? Probably don't. First off, being late to a party like retro gaming doesn't mean you can't bring something to the table, right? Now me, I burn cereal, so I'm not going to bring any kind of cooked food to the party, but I may get something kind of in the middle. I don't do the utensils or paper plates. That's a cop-out. So why don't I just bring some snacks, maybe some chips? Like an FX chip, Super FX chip.
Now, it may have been covered before, and I don't care. I'm going to go ahead and do it again. The FX chip still deserves recognition, and we'll even cover a bit of its inception into the gaming world. Back in 1993, a small UK company, Argonaut Software, and its founder Jez Sand set out to break Nintendo's verification process that would stop uncertified games from being played on their systems. Once they broke the lockout, they intended to push the limits by introducing 3D imaging and graphics to the 16-bit Super Nintendo. Now, how would you go about getting the attention of such a large company like Nintendo? Would you fill out a bunch of forms and write a letter, send some pictures, hope that they respond? Or would you travel to their main headquarters, walk into the Big Cheese's office and just lay down your developer's stick right on his desk? That's kind of what Sand did. He traveled to the CES that year and ended up looking around until he could find the highest person on the proverbial Nintendo totem pole. It happened to be Don James. Once he got his attention, he pulled him aside and showed him what he had. Not the penis, but yeah. Don James saw what they did to their lockout procedure and also saw what they could do with some graphics there. He watched in awe. Once his jaw was picked back off the floor, he got a couple more people involved and they all took a look. They were dumbfounded. Now, Sans returned home, and his cockiness was greeted with a meeting with the Big Daddy himself, Hiroshi Yamauchi. They were given the go-ahead to work on 3 games utilizing Argonaut's expertise. The first game, of course, was Star Fox. They provided support and built the FX chip while working with Nintendo, who created the storyline and characters for the game. Star Fox has a lot more in terms of legacy and even the background of its creation, noting even the name Star Fox was changed in Europe due to a German company named Starvox. So, to circumvent the confusion, they changed the game's name over there to Starwing. Now, with the creation of the FX chip aside, they went on to develop 2 more games with Nintendo. One was called Stunt Race Effects. It featured animated cartoon-style vehicles in a very vivid game to create a fun, adventurous atmosphere and allowed the FX chip to be pushed even further. Soon after, Argonaut Software created their own entry with the FX chip titled Vortex. This game was a mech-style 3D shooter with the ability to transform into various modes. Interesting, and we may cover that one in a later episode. But wait, if these aren't the games I plan to talk about, what the hell could I be leading up to? In comes the only company outside Nintendo and Argonauts to give the FX chip a go, until the introduction of the FX2 chip, where another company, Funcom, gave it their own try. Sculpture Software would create Dirt Trax Effects, a fully 3D dirt bike racing game that, although fun, is riddled with issues and slowdown and does not really hold up today. Does this mean I'm about to bash on a fairly decent release for the Super Nintendo? No, but I am going to review it and see what you guys feel.